talking AGP, anti-gravity, project I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will, got the dark matter token going up, I can tell. Hey, I can tell this is the start of something fresh. Shout out Hex Revision and on the Hex, yes. I confess, Hexicans don't stress, cause as a community we one up. So tell me, are you in, or tell me, are you out? Do you want to win, or do you chase the clout? What is this really about? The treasury and lottery. If you meant dark tokens, you can get a part of it. So how does it work? Let me explain. First you buy the dark token, now you're in the game. Then you mint the dark and get a fuel cell. That's an NFT, one that earns yield. As long as you have it, it feels like magic. But if you vaporize the NFT, that's tragic. So most think crypto is a game. Are you here for the fame, or here to make a name? See, Hexicans reign, we create our own lane. I thought I told you, we the new financial gain. AGproject.io with the flow. And if you know what I know, then you know what I know. That's how it go. Something like to support the team, the dream. Public service announcement, t.me/anti-gravity saga. Hit the telegram. Tap in. It's for y'all. I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity, project I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will, got the dark matter token going up, I can tell.
Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. We're geared up in the spacesuit because today is a special day. Today is jackpot day. Today is lottery day. Today is a day where about 1,088 NFTs are going to win 3.75 dark. And we got to find out who they are. We got to hopefully they show up in our comments. I know where one winner is, and we'll get to that as I do my screen share. Let me see. Face is really dark when I put these on behind me. I kind of have to like make them a little darker, or else it kind of washes out my face here because I got more light behind me than in front of me. That's a little bit better, but maybe I should kill a couple of them. Hang on. Let's kill a couple of these bad boys here. Boom. That one's down. Those two are down. There we go. Now I'm nice and bright for you, homies. Let me kill that one and see if I can actually just turn on this one in the corner. There we go. So hopefully that doesn't make it too dark on my face. But it is a red day. It's Red Candle Day. Something that I've said hundreds of times over the last 3 years is it can't go any lower. It just can't go any lower. I mean, Hex went from 50 cents down to 10 cents, and I thought to myself, it can't go any lower. It made it made this meteoric rise from I think 3 zeros and a 5, maybe 4 zeros and a 5. At the very lowest, up to 50 cents. It did 10,000x, and I thought, surely it's not going to give almost all of that back, and it did. So, like I said, can't go any lower. Can't go any lower. Wrong. Here's our little bear right here, and here's our bull. Look how much stronger and mightier the bull is, because I truly believe. And look, the bull's charging. The bear's just sitting on his butt. He's not even doing anything. And the bear is doing nothing, and it's killing the markets right now. It's killing our bags. And for those of us that, if you're lucky, you've been through this a few times. And the other thing about the bear goes for years. The bear has some very serious stamina and not long stand. It's another word for it, but basically it's there. It's there for a long time. 3 years, 4 years, and then the bull shows up for about anywhere from a couple months to maybe 6 months if you're lucky. you get the bull. So the bull, it shows up less, but it does some crazy cool stuff. The bear shows up a lot and just does just drags everything down. So that's my bull and bear. Shout out to my buddy Spencer for printing those off for me in 3D printer. That being said, let's see who we've got here, and we've got like 29 people watching. However, only one person here in comments. Believe in yourself. Hi, Max and crew. Hey, how are you doing? The link to join is in comments. It's in our Telegram. It's on X, and then also this link right here, agproject.io PMW game. That, my friends, is how you can join a game of Pink Miss Well, which let me connect my wallet here and see. We have 85 spots left for round 25. So we can play round 25 live here. We might even like kick off YouTube and play some music while we do this, just on X and Twitter. If we do that, headphones are recommended. But anyways, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to a lot of stuff. There's so many amazing, cool things that the devs have done. Like I'm blown away. I'm blown away by I'm blown away by what they've done, the amount of work that they've done to the website in a short amount of time, including creating a new on-chain random like Russian roulette gambling game. It's blown my mind how much they've simplified and improved the website. And what I'd like to do, if they're up for it, I reached out to them in a message. I'd really like to have them on stream and go over some of the things that they did, how they did it, because up until now, they've basically been my best kept secret. I mean, if you get a hold of a good dev, number one, you want to keep them busy, and then number two, you don't want to tell anyone else about them because you don't want them running off to other projects. But right now, we're at a point in agproject.io. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we will be adding and improving to the site, but the majority of the big jump of getting people to the site, making the information readily available that people are looking for, they've done an amazing job. And it's just, like I said, simplifying. It was a very, very busy website. We had so much stuff going on, and now it's a lot cleaner and easier to navigate and see what's going on. Crypto Cat 46, good evening, my favorite astronaut. Good evening. If your Starlink is up to it and you've got time, please join stream and hang out with us. That would be great. We did a really fun stream yesterday, if you guys didn't catch it, called What the F1. Me and Triplet Dad went over the F1 races, which, oh my gosh, we made some bets about the qualifying, or as the cool kids call it, qualies. That's my daughter singing with headphones on. She doesn't know how bad she sounds. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, we were talking about the qualifying. So the qualies are over. We can actually we'll go on to the F1 and see what the standings are here on qualifications. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. See who took that one. Basically, Triplet Dad and I have a bet going on where we pick basically the top two drivers that have been getting what's called pole position. Pole position is where you qualify first and you get the best spot to start the race. I took one, he took the other, and so whoever's driver gets pole position first, which may have happened today, they owe the other one person $20 in the crypto of their choice. I've yet to pay $50 to Pulse Chain Store. That's on my list of to-do things written on my very important yellow legal pad. And then the bet I wrote down as well. And then I wrote down that Brightlight sent me a screenshot, which I'll go over with you guys too as well on here. But that way, yeah, we'll go over a lot of stuff today. It's a big day. Every time we have a lottery, pulse chain seems to dip or crash, and today doesn't seem any different than the others. I guess somebody sold some silly amount of pulse today. And another really interesting thing was that I saw somebody put a is it right here? No, somebody put an NFT, a J1 fuel cell, Michael Jordan rookie card. They put it on Pulse Market app for a bunch of Pulse. So we will definitely pull that up and check that out as well. That being said, hey, Hex Glenn's in the house. Hey guys, hey Hex Glenn, good to see you, man. Our goal here at Anti-Gravity is, number one, we wanted to create the most scarce token ever, and I believe we've done it. Only time will tell if it turns out that way. But we tried to figure out if scarcity really pumps the price in a bull market, how scarce can you make a token? We want to make a token so incredibly scarce that the circulating supply is zero one day. And that's in the books. That's in the plans. So we do that. The other thing we really wanted to do is make crypto fun again. We want to have fun, bring our friends in here, hang out, keep the vibe fairly positive. I know I get salty. I know I bitch a lot about a lot of things, and I apologize if I've been bringing you guys down with some of my whinging, as they call it in England. But we try to have fun, and really we try to also create something beautiful here, which is great. I think we really have brought something with a really good message and a story to people, and I think we have also, let's see here, refreshing those up. Well, we'll also go over this scrape thing that is being brought to my attention as well. But no, I think the storyline that we've been working on, where we're trying to explain the tokenomics through a story and inspire the art for the NFTs through the story, that's something that I've never seen done in another project before. So that's really cool, and I really like that about this project. And then the community. We wanted an excuse to build the greatest community in crypto, hands down, and I believe we've done. I believe we have the best community in crypto in Pulse Chain, and I believe we have the best Pulse Chain community in no permissions, and I believe we have the best no permissions community in anti-gravity and dark matter. I truly do. It's it's a special group here, and like I said, I wanted this to go viral. You know, everyone wants their community to blow up. Everyone wants, of course, their chart to blow up. And the chart is a very close reflection of people's attention and people's activity engagement. And at the beginning of this, we had like 30 people that participated in the wish well, which was like the very first way of raising some money to get some stuff built out and coded. And then we had a mining, and we had about 50 people in the mining and phase. And then we launched, and we went from 200 people in our Telegram to 400. I think a ton of them are bots, because I get like 50 notifications a day that someone joined, but they never interact, they never engage. So we did double the Telegram, which is great. But it's still the same diehard, 50-ish people that are minting, that are watching the streams, that are commenting, that are working on the art contest, that are working on the book, that are giving us feedback on the website. And to me, it's like the people that are meant to be here are here right now. And I know we hear that a lot in Pulse Chain, where they're like, it's only the true believers left. And I'm like, we're losing some true believers right now. And I watched the effing hangout last night, which was great. SJ did an amazing job doing a deep dive into Richard Hart's latest tweets, where on one hand it sounds like he's trying to mail hardware wallets to people, or possibly small Raspberry Pi like validators, and on the other hand he could just be sending 90s pagers to people like the drug dealers used to use, or R. Kelly. Anyone shady in the 90s, unless you're in the medical profession, if someone had a pager, it was kind of like, it was sus, as the kids say these days. It was sus, sort for suspicious. It was very suspicious if someone had a pager. So anyways, maybe he's mailing 90s pagers to everyone. He's starting his own cell phone company. I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. Everything Richard Hart does is interesting, and he leads a very, very interesting life. It's amazing that he took over, that he won the case against the SEC. That was, I think, a lot more historic than as Pulsicans and Hexicans. We realize how important that case was for us, but I don't think the rest of crypto is paying attention. The rest, I believe, like I said, it's the people that are meant to be here are here in Pulse Chain. The people that are meant to be in no permissions are no permissions. People that are meant to be in dark matter right now, anti-gravity. There's a lot of people on the edge that are just like waiting for a push, or just waiting to learn one amazing thing about the project before they're joining. But it's just not time yet. And I truly believe, like I said before, this is going to go viral at some point, because people are going to be they're going to love some aspect of this project, or more than one aspect of the project, and it's going to catch people's attention, I think, in a really good way. And I believe that that's going to happen at the right time. I think I believe in my head that everything happens at the right time. I believe in my head that nothing happens by mistake. I don't believe that in my heart yet. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm practicing. So anyways, with all that, blah, 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 let's see, what was that? 21 minutes of just me rambling. Thanks. I'm sure you guys are like 2xing and skipping this shit, and that is, I totally understand that. And again, Crypto Cat, if you have the ability to join us, because he's working on a thing right now where he won some of the lottery today, and he scraped, but so the scrape went through, but the tokens are not showing up in his wallet. So we definitely want to see what's going on with that, and I can actually try to recreate that live on stream, because one of our demo fuel cells here, our demo account, the ones that we got on that I'll show you guys in the wallet that we use for streaming, it won. It didn't win anything the first drawing 11 days ago, but it won the second drawing, which is 3 times bigger. And then the next drawing is 2 times bigger than this one, or it's also 6 times bigger than the first. So it goes 1x, 3x, 6x. So we'll see if it wins some of those. We will get to the bottom of this. We've had much crazier bugs and much crazier mysteries and puzzles and I don't know, riddles here with this very, very complicated set of smart contracts, complicated tokenomics. It's just a lot. And I think as we get better at explaining it to people, more and more people will be excited. But we'll get to the bottom of this. We'll figure it out. We'll Scooby-Doo it. Let's see here. Let me share my screen. I'll come back and check your guys' comments and the green room to see if anybody has joined us, so I don't miss that there. I'll try not to go too long with the screen sharing here. but we'll go to this way. So here we got the screen of infinity where you can see all my boomer tabs up top that we're going to go through. You can also see the comments and whatnot. But let's see. Let's start. First of all, let's go to Twitter. If you go to Twitter, then you go to communities, and you go to the collective, you'll notice that the last thing written was by me. Hey kids, art contest for Journey 6 is live. Start posting here in the collective. Get your likes and retweets going. That was the 26th. It's the 28th. No one has posted any art for J6. None. The last art is J5. So we have J5, J5. This is J5 right here. I'm hoping that either during this stream, I can inspire some of you guys to make some cool art. And I also hope that in the replay gang, some people will see this and act on it, because these are just such badass pieces of art from J5. Really, truly, just, I think, incredible. Also, if you're not part of the collective here, click join, boom, and get us off 54. We've been on 54 for way too long. Next, we want to go to our favorite website in the entire world. Our favorite site in the entire world, which has had an incredible facelift here in the last couple months, is agproject.io. If you go to agproject.io and you connect your wallet right here, up in the top right corner, the first thing you'll see, this is the landing page, the home page. And as you can see, we've got 11 days and 39 minutes until Lottery 3. So 11 days, 39 minutes until the biggest jackpot of them all. And then after Lottery 3, this thing goes clockwise. So you'll see that Lottery 3 is lit up with gradient and some cool stuff. And let's this will just go clockwise. So next we have minting, then we have Lottery 1, 2, 3, then minting 1, 2, 3, minting. That's how the cycle of each journey goes. It's a 45-day journey where 11 days are spent minting, 11 days are spent lottery, 11 days lottery, 11 days third lottery, and then I think there's like a day for the reset where it recalculates the balance of the different wallets. But as you see, Lottery 3 is going down in 11 days, 38 minutes. And not long after that, it's going to be minting, kids. So this is cool. I like this. This was a very, very complicated looking, oh my gosh, it almost looked like a puzzle or a dial, like a combination that you had to figure out, where shout out to our devs and Bowie and Eddie. They absolutely killed it with some of this design stuff. They also threw the smart contract at the top of the page, so you can just click copy and make sure you have the right smart contract, so you're not buying the wrong dark matter token off of Pulse Chain or some other network out there. And that's great. And then if you go down here, the three big things that you can click very easily are the Pink Miss Well game, which we'll go into in a little bit. That's this guy right here. We still got 85 tickets left on that one. Then you got the minting, which is open for 11 days at the beginning of every journey. And then you have view my fuel cells, where you can actually see the dark matter token convert into a fuel cell. It's minting. You can see the minting process in real time. This is also our Journey 5 NFT right here. This was from our good friend AJ Rip City Cuts. He's the one who won the art contest with a killer music video, and this is just a small clip from it that we attached to the NFT right there. So we've shown you guys the Pink Miss Well game. If you can go to minting here and here, but as you see on the minting page, you can trade one dark matter token for one fuel cell NFT. This is where you mint the fuel cells. You got this cool guy in the laboratory working on some hieroglyphic looking gold box here that's glowing. This is one interpretation of a fuel cell, and beautiful. And you'll also get 222 bonus points if you do this. Now, like I said, I have written down that Bright Light sent me a screenshot of this, which I'll show you guys in the next one, but he sent me a screenshot. So everything that you guys have minted in Journey 4 and 5 will retroactively get this pay of these bonus points right here. So if you send it to me, we'll get those to your address, and you'll raise up pretty fast in rank on the leaderboard. In fact, we should probably look at the leaderboard. Here's the leaderboard here. This one right here is an elite operator. It's got 11,000 points and number 75 overall. But you've got a chief navigator up here, which pretty sure this is the evil address. We got to remove that. We got a few second navigators here. So that's pretty amazing, that sitting on that many points. And we can get into that as well, but let's go back to the main page and let's go to the last tab here, which is view my fuel cells. So if we view our fuel cells, this address right here is a dark dolphin. It needs 53 more NFTs to reach Sonic Shark. So I've got to try to get 53 more dark in here, which is pretty easy right now considering how low the prices in the market are. Grab 53 dark and mint them. But this changes with every mint. Like this changes with every journey because you're competing with people every time they mint. The same way that you're competing in the ocean leagues in Hex. Every time that people mint, the competition goes up for the leagues. But these are my dark dolphins right here. Cool ones. Let's click current price right now. You can do this whole graph based on the current price, the all-time high, or moon math. And moon math is where you can put any number in here. I put a couple crazy numbers in here on stream just because I know, and I tell you guys, this isn't a secret. I just know how scarce the supply is already. After, we'll check the days here in a little bit on the Nostradamus chart. But yeah, wow. Okay, so check this out. If we go down to Journey 5, we have 48 fuel cells that were minted, and they haven't been paid anything from the treasury because they don't get paid till the end of the journey. So we have 48, and they're all projected to receive 0.115 dark, or about 64 cents of dark at the end of this journey. And if you look up here, Journey 1 is going to receive $3 of dark, or about almost 60% of a dark. Journey 2, of you guys that have the Journey 2s, they're going to get $2.32 cash value worth of dark, or 40% of a dark. And then 222 for Journey 3, which is worth about $1.24 in cash today. But this comes through and it shows you the total cash value of all of these NFTs right here. If you were to vaporize them and sell the dark that's inside of them, that's locked inside the NFTs, then I would get $36 back, which is it's not great, but like I said, we're about to get paid a whole bunch in Journey 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in about 11 or 12 days. So it's cool. So like I said, if you have minted on Journey 3 or 4, if you minted in Journey 4 or 5, do capture screenshot, send me your address, and I can award you those reward points manually. So you guys can rank up in that leaderboard that I just showed you, where this one's number 75, and get some real world rewards and swag doing that. And here's the other interesting thing. You can come down here and see how many of the NFTs. So there's 406,358 NFTs. There were more. So we've actually minted more than half of the total supply has gone through the minting process. And when you mint a dark matter token into an NFT, it fills up the treasury and it fills up the lottery. So the lottery is funded by the minting process, and the treasury is funded by the minting process. So both those are filled up by there. Let's see here. Right there. Nope, that's not the one I wanted to do there. Anyways, yeah, that's a very cool table. Another thing that my amazing devs have cooked up and fixed very recently for you guys. I'm just sending this over here to the other founder of the project right now. Let's see if he wants to join us. Here we go. I got a couple things here. Best viewers, blah blah. Okay, so we got some spam from a dude in a backpack. Robert Brooker reposted this stream. All right, bro. Thank you so much. Hi Max, I want a fuel cell, but the scrapes didn't work, and I'll send screenshots of what my wallet says. Let's actually go into that right now, because I'm wondering what's going on. I should receive some in this wallet. So if I go back to agproject.io and I go up to the lottery page right here, this shows that I won, one of my fuel cells won, and I got 3.751 dark matter. Interesting. So all I got to do is hit the scrape button, which I'm going to scrape the winnings. I'm going to pay the fee here, which is going to be about a penny. Nope, it's a tenth of a penny, I guess, for average. We'll go fast, confirm it, and let's see what happens. So after this one is confirmed, let's actually check the wallet here, history. After this is confirmed, these 3.75 dark matter should go from the lottery, the jackpot address right here, the 13,592, and into my wallet. So here we go. It says it was successful. It's on the Explorer, and it says it was successful here on the website. So the question is, ladies and gentlemen, does it show up in my wallet? Let's refresh the browser. Sometimes you just have to refresh this and it works, but the two people that have mentioned this, I think they've both refreshed it and it hasn't worked. So let's see if it still shows the winnings. And if it shows the winnings, this is not ideal. Let me see if it'll refresh. There we go. So I refreshed it. It's still showing that I can scrape right here, and the 3.751 have not shown up in my wallet. So I'm gonna have to. I'll definitely message our devs on there and see if where that's stuck, whether it's in the subgraph or if it's something to do with the network, or something to do with whatever. But it's still showing it there, even though I scraped it. So we'll definitely have to get to the bottom of that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Robert and CryptoCat, very much. Again, once you scrape these, they do show up in your wallet. The lottery is different from the treasury because the lottery sends you liquid tokens, and the treasury pays you locked up tokens that are locked up inside of your fuel cell. So 67,000 dark matter have been paid from the treasury to fuel cells so far, and right now there's 406,358 before the next one. And as you see, it says I've got 100 fuel cells here. Now it should have said 99 before I scraped that one. Let's see here, or if I went to vaporize, it would have said, yeah, see, so this is interesting. It won't let you vaporize a fuel cell if it's won the lottery and you haven't scraped it, which is nice, like, because you don't want to, leave money on the table. But see, it says 99. So it still shows that one is unscraped. Even though I scraped it here on the lottery page, I clicked the scrape button and I paid the fee and it showed up as a successful transaction right here. Contract interaction, it's got right there. It still is not showing up that it's ready for vaporize. So it's still, so part of it recognizes that it's, well, actually, no, the whole website just does not recognize that it's been scraped. And I don't have the dark matter in my wallet. So that's very interesting. We'll have to check that out. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. The other things on here, though, are you have the evil address, which you can mint the evil addresses, NFTs for it. You can also, sometimes when this is open, you can scrape and steal the evil addresses, lottery winnings, and roll them into the next jackpot. So if you roll them over to the next jackpot, then this right here, the evil bonus, this will fill up based on how much people scrape and steal. and it will be added to whatever next jackpot is next. Either it could be this one, could be one in Journey 6. Not quite sure, but yeah, that's interesting. So the good, here we go. The good news is that the lottery went off without a hitch. Bad news is that the scrape button is faking its work right now. It's not showing us what we want to see. So we'll definitely check out that and get back to you folks. 85 tickets still left in round 25. As you can see, the last person to win. Oh, look, someone else won the 2935 one, which is beautiful. They won 5.6 dark, and then round 24 won 5.7 because as the price goes down, it doesn't go down. Like, here's the deal: you play this game with pulse. So if I were to let me buy 5 tickets, and I click enter game, this is going to charge me about $2. So I'll pay 90,000 pulse, or about $2 in pulse, and it's going to cost me 2 cents to do that. So I'll hit confirm. Now, when everyone buys this and pays pulse to the smart contract, it takes 80% of that pulse. And when the last number is standing, see, I added 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I added those to the globe here. And so, yeah, when the last man standing is determined, that last transaction that you do on chain, it goes and buys dark off the market from Pateus right here. And let's see, it buys 144, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now it's buying $32 of dark off the market. Let's go like this, dark. No, I don't want it copied. I want it in there. There we go. Yeah, so it looks like 1.4 million pulse equals 5.648 dark right here. That's a hell of a ratio. That's all I'm gonna say right there. That's bananas. But it does this. It does a swap. It pays a 2, almost 3% slippage, and right now it would be routing it through the nope and dark pair and the 2 fucks and dark pair. So most of it going through the nope and dark pair. Okay, interesting. So that's how the Pink Miss Well game works right there. And we got some fun buttons with some fun sound effects. If you haven't seen that before, it's fun. Let's jump into Nostradamus. This is Nostradamus. This is dark and pulse pair, and we have it on deck screener because I have all of the animals on the Nostradamus chart. You can see that every time we've had a lottery, every time except for this one, this was the only lottery that started the bull run early right here, was on April 14th. It was the third lottery in Journey 3. So maybe 3-3, maybe that was lucky and it pumped. And then we, usually during the bulls, this is a hell of a pump. When we launched at $1, we went to $135 with the support of our amazing community. And then Hellfire rained down, basically lava from the sky hit us. We had a nice rally for the Journey 2 mint. That was nice. We had a nothing burger going on with this guy. We had a good pump with this guy, considering the market. And then this one was not. This was dead. And as you see, here's our little bear head right there. And then this is the next lottery right there. That's the third lottery. And then we have, Valhalla. We have the next. I've got the next one. We're praying to the crypto gods that something happens around July 9th, and we pump and get a nice pump. But the thing that we've noticed, even with the prices going up and down here, we've noticed that more and more of the circulating supply has been wiped off the market for somewhere between 1 and 3 years, depending on how quickly you get paid back from the treasury. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's put it in pulse. And yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. When I talked about the pulse ratio, we started at about 15,000 pulse per dark. Our peak was actually much higher than here, but it was like over 1 million pulse per dark, back down to 270,000, back up to 600, like 500,000 right here. And then look at this right here. It looks like there's not a lot more people pulling pulse out of dark as of lately. And liquidity, what? So the dark and pulse, this is saying that there's $890 of liquidity. We'll check on DEX on Gecko Terminal because it's more accurate, but volume is $158. The other weird thing is that if you look here at DEX screeners, they show the front ran orders, so you don't see the full wicks and the full movements and the full buys and sells. But like I said, we like this one because, but look at this. This, like I said, it's kind of flattening out there. It'd be really interesting to see where this ratio goes. Just saying. Let's go back to the dollars. What does it say it's in dollars? So 559. My goodness, this pair has very little liquidity. Thanks, DEX screener. Yeah, this is $5.59 is the lowest it has been since day 6 of the project. Let's take the ruler here and see how many days we've been rolling here. We've been rolling for 219 days. What? Holy cow. 219 days old. So it has been live. Dark matter token has been live, and the smart contracts have been live for 219 days. And in 219 days, it's gone to $135, and then it's gone to, now it's $5. Like, wow. No, don't get me wrong. I know that everything's on sale right now. So, buy your dips in DCA, with what you think you should do. But that's some tasty stuff right there. Let's see here. I get a wallet error. I DM'd you the X screenshot. Thank you very much. Thank you for sending that to me. So I'll check that out, the screenshot, and we'll see what error it is there that it's getting. That it's because it looks like it's going through on chain. So we'll have to look into that one. 0x Bistro, what is for sale today on 0x Bistro? Wow, I know that there was a big fat pile of Homie Don't Play That for sale up here. Looks like it has been bought off the market. We've got ST3 at the money. Yep, Top Hat and SQL out of the money. Keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this. When the market's down, not a lot of stuff moves through this over the counter or person to person sells right here. This 0x Bistro is an OTC marketplace where you can list any token on Pulse Chain for any price you want right here. And when the price is juicy enough and there's a little bit of arb, usually they disappear from here. So yeah, check that out. So yeah, 0x Bistro, very interesting. Let's look at the charts here. Let's start off with Pink Mist Well. Pink Mist Well, folks. It's still a hell of a chart considering what's going on in Pulse Chain market. However, it's all the way down to $111. $111, 20K of liquidity here, which is that's not too shabby, considering I think its market cap's 111K. Yeah, that's not a bad ratio at all. But if you buy a million of these tokens, which would cost you about $111, and you send them to our patron saint, the Pink Mist Well, then you'll receive 10 J5 fuel cells, which are still eligible for the lottery, and you'll also receive 1 dark. So you can get 10 J5s, which had very, very little minting in it, which we can get into that game theory a whole nother day. But yeah, J5s could astound people and shock people with what they're going to be paying out. And next, yeah, $111 worth of wrapped pulse plus slippage. I'm sure you're going to eat some slippage on on Pateas, but really not a lot. I mean, for $100 order and 120 grand of liquidity, especially V2 liquidity, you're going to get a good deal there. Let me check back here, see if nobody's in the green room. Dang it. Bedtime is calling me. Get some sleep. Crypto Cat, have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. I was in bed, started watching from there, but the bladder had other ideas. Oh my gosh. You're preaching to the choir here, believe yourself. Every time I'm like the most comfortable in bed, that's when I always have to pee. Like, no, without a doubt. Here's the dark and wrap pulse that we were looking at on the other one. This one's showing 560. It's showing that there's $900 in liquidity, that's insane. That is absolutely bananas insane. Someone is, I mean, not just like the Pink Miss Well and the mystery box, but someone else has like ganked their liquidity out of here. Would not take a lot of buys to really move this sucker right here. But there's only $162 in volume in 24 hours. So these just look like regular $1, $2, $5, $6 bot buys and sells right here for the most part. This one right here, someone sold 10 for $52. Someone got 520 per one right here. Like it, oh my gosh. So like the price was actually all the way down to wait, where did that 10 go right here? Yeah, it went all the way down to 515. That is so crazy. Now the bots were like, thank you. They immediately jump in and scalp wherever they think they can make some money. But that is bananas. And this this one is the longest. This shows the entire history of dark, where some of the other pairs don't show as much. So we do like checking this out. But wow. Let's check out our friend Actuator Token, our friends over at Actuator Finance, which is one of the best ways to put your hex to work. It's looking like it took a bounce here and it's down again. It looks like it's fighting in about the 0002 range, 0018. That's pretty low. Remember, this token is only going to be issued for 3 years. So most of the supply is going to be issued this year, and it started back in October. So 8 months ago. So you got 4 months more of the first year of this issuance. And then it drops dramatically for the second year, drops dramatically for the third, and that's it. That's all the token issuance. So all the actuators that are ever going to be given out are, they are, the bulk of them has come out because 8 months of the first year is over. I guess what I'm saying. I'm getting lost in the sauce, but we'll see what happens. These guys are incredibly intelligent, and these farms are paying very well on liquid T shares. And you don't have enough dark, you don't have enough T shares, you don't have enough fuel cells, and if you can put them to work and get an extra token, that I believe we're going to see some interesting. I no expectation of work of profits of others. I don't know anything from this team other than they're incredibly smart, really cool guys. I'm a big fan of both Bill and RJ over there at Actuator Finance. They're big brain dudes. So I don't think this is a dump token. I don't think this is your regular incentive dump token. I think this is obviously a reflection of Hart's Law and the carnage that we've seen, but I would not rule these guys out. And you can get this token for free for staking Hex on their website right here. Let me connect my wallet. Dude, oh my gosh, it is day 2036 of Hex. That was a good year. 2036 was a great year. Look at this. So we actually staked about $30 of Hex, and then we paired it with $30. So we staked $30 of Hex. We extracted our HTT shares. So in 95 days, we've earned 162 Hex off of our delegated stake. Then we went to the pools and we deposited $30 more of hex and our $30 of HTT 7000s or hex time tokens that expire on day 7,000. That's what that means. HTT 7000 means hex time tokens that mature on day 7,000, which is about 5,000 days from now, as you can tell by day 2036. And so we provided this liquidity. Then we went to the earn and the actuator farms, and we put it to work here. And we're still up $7 compared to when we were, we put that to work. That's how much our position is worth on our liquidity pair. But we've been paid 32,000 actuator tokens in the meantime. So you can get these for free by doing something that I believe is going to benefit you in the long run anyways. And we're getting paid 27%. Now remember, not that long ago, I'm talking about like maybe a month ago or so, this was 126% APR because there just weren't a lot of people competing with us. Now there's obviously more people competing, but wow. 30% APR, 26% APR, 27%. Those are killer APRs. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are asking, well, yeah, but what's 32,000 actuators worth? Well, I will tell you, sir, 32,000 actuators we'll go to Hocus Pocus Finance. Da-da-da-da. I might have to refresh this one. I might have to connect the wallet. Nope, it's recognizing my wallet. Here we go. 32,000 actuator tokens are worth $5.83. It's been up to as much as 10 or 15 bucks, but today it's worth $5.83. So you can also buy 32,000 actuator tokens for about $5.83. That's pretty badass. Also, the Homie Don't Play That farms that are part of the No Permissions group. This is a really good place to a good front end to see your stakes and see how much they've earned. And it also works for your 2FUCks pools, where the 2FUCK site itself is not great for seeing your rewards. It's not as helpful as Hocus Pocus. Now, another place, like I said, this is where I wanted to go here, Pulse Market app. Not that long ago, if we go here to the collection, let's just click on the collection right here. So these are all the fuel cells, all 406,000 of these bad boys. Look, 406,358. Look at all these bad boys. It just goes for pages and pages of these. I like to think of these as Michael Jordan rookie cards, as I said before, because there will never, ever be more of them minted. There'll be fewer, and they're piggy banks that are earning dark matter tokens every 45 days. So they're filling up with dark. Every single one of these is filling up with dark from the treasury, and dark is getting scarcer and scarcer on the market every single time as well. But if you go over here to priced, I got an alert on my phone today that said somebody had listed what appears to be a J1, a Journey 1 NFT. I might have to refresh this again and hit priced again to see this one. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so look, we have one for sale. It says not for sale, but it's going to update and give us a price here in a second. 5.2 million pulse. So you can get this token, this NFT. This is the first one I've seen in a long time. This is not the mystery box. This is not any of the daughter addresses. It is owned by 0cc9. So 0cc9 is willing to cash in one of their J1 fuel cells right now, which, by the way, let's go back. J1 fuel cells. J1 fuel cells right now. Every J1 fuel cell has 0.33 dark in them. And in about 12 days, they're going to be paid 0.572. So let's pull up our handy dandy calculator real quick and say if we have 0.572 plus 0.332, then, oh my goodness, that's interesting. That J1 is going to have almost all the J1s are going to have almost a whole dark inside of them in about 12 days. So granted, you can get a dark right now for $5. give or take. But you can't get a J1 fuel cell right now. Apparently, the price for a J1 fuel cell, my friends, is about $119. That is, that's bananas. Look at this. It was minted on November 28th of last year, and didn't have a price until there. And now it's got the price of 5.2 million pulse. And usually, if we go back one, I think it'll actually put that in DAI or in dollars amounts. I think it was like $119 is what it is. Let's see here. Price. Excuse me. When it pulls up, let's see if it says like the cash value or dollar value. No, it's not showing it on my phone. When I looked up the alert on, I forget what the name of it is, but basically there's a Telegram group that notifies us when these go for sale and when they sell. And we sold quite a few in the past. As you can see, we've sold about 3,000 eDAI worth, 33 dark worth, and 1.7 million pulse worth right here on volume, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, someone has put one of these up and says they want to exchange one of these Michael Jordan rookie cards for 5.2 million pulse. That's an interesting. I believe that's about. Well, actually, let's just pull it up here in Proteus. If we're in Proteus and we have 5.2, oh no, sorry, I don't need to put the point. 5.2 million. Nope, that's a lot more. 5.2 million is worth $117.50 right now. If you were to buy just straight up dark, you could get 19, almost 20 dark for that. That is such. If I didn't have any J1s, I would definitely consider buying a J1 off Pulse Market app. However, if I had $117 to blow, I think getting close to 19. Look, you're pushing the price. You're pushing the price. Look, it's still pushing it through an open dark. It's still pushing it through 2 fucks. That's insane. But it's pushing the price. A $100 buy is pushing the price 5% right now on slippage. That's bananas. That's bananas. Absolutely insane. We didn't actually finish the charts. I apologize, guys. I get distracted very easily. We were looking at actuator token, and then we went through actuator, which is definitely cool. We went through Hocus Pocus and Pulse Market app. Let's scroll down here. Let's go into Homie Don't Play Dat. Actually, here's the dark and the DAT. The dark and DAT's right around $5.59, and it actually has 12 grand of liquidity, which I know there's a $5.6 million market cap, but 12.5K is one of the bigger groups of liquidity that we've had here. And as you see, it's just going down right here. Then again, this was created back in April. So you're not quite seeing the whole history, but this is not looking great at all. This is a down escalator if I've ever seen one. But Homie Don't Play Dat. In the meantime, in fact, let me just go back to Homie Don't. Let me see what this. Let me price this in DAT. So the price of, let's see what the ratio was in DAT versus dark. Is this it? No. Come on. There you go. So this is what it was in it went slammed down really hard in terms of dark of DAT. Then it bounced up, and now it's doing this. So this is going to look like an inverse of the Homie Don't Play Dat. So it's looked like it's found a nice bottom against Homie Don't Play Dat for now. We'll see if this goes back up to the all-time high or what it does. But let's go to Homie Don't Play Dat. It is at 2 cents. It is fought for the why is this in, we want this in USD. So here it is in USD right here, and I don't like those first death candles. They kind of throw off the whole thing. But we're sitting at about 6 cents not that long ago, and it's coming down here. It has not gone to this previous low, but man, this is a hell of a pattern, hell of a chart that we got here in Pulse Chain. So there's that one. Looking to see if it comes back and tests this, or if it bounces. It had these lovely giant bunny bounces, which up until right here looked like a really great market recovery of everything in Pulse Chain. And then we saw that certain people with a lot of money in Pulse Chain, a lot of them moved it out to Ethereum and cashed it out. So what you're seeing here is you're seeing energy leave the Pulse Chain network, and we're seeing attention and engagement leaving the Pulse Chain network on all these right here. Let's see here, Wrap Pulse. Let's take a Wrap Pulse and Pulse X. Yeah, you can see this is energy, attention, engagement leaving our chain, chasing something else right now, probably Bitcoin. Because like I said, look at these huge bunny bounces up to like right here, right around the 26th of May. Things were looking like a hell of a recovery, nice bounce, and then it was like no. I'm not going to go into my theories of who has enough of these tokens to dump during this time, but I would be willing to bet that shaking out weak hands is what is happening here. I honestly think it's just like me seeing Dart go down. Like there's so many times where I would see Dart go down and I'd be like, oh man, that's a great price. And I would work on sustaining the price as much as possible for you folks. And then after it breaks a certain level, it's like, well, at this point, you might as well let it go to the floor and buy it up off the floor, because I know how scarce Dark is. Wrapped Pulse, yeah, it's also fighting this previous low right here. Not looking good. Hex back at still at half a penny range. This whole area has basically been, it did hit a penny back. Like this is the big bounces that we talked about right around the 26th of May. Again, right around the 26th of May, it looked like a hell of a recovery on the way to a penny or above, 1 penny, 3 penny, whatever you want. And then it was just like, boom, nope, not yet. And we'll get to, why this is in a little bit. The economic energy is just not there to flow into Pulse Chain right now. It just doesn't exist in the token that we need it to exist in, which is Ethereum. And we'll check out the Ethereum chart too. But this one right here, Yep token is the only bunny that does not give, it gives 0 Fs of what the rest of the market is doing. Bright Light Ray is this one's not coming back down here. He's doing a great job with his liquidity and supply. Good job, Ray. Shout out to Bright Light. Subscribe to his channel, watch him. He does some really good charts as well. Let me check back here, see nobody's in the green room. Jonathan Kampala, my brother from another mother. Yo. Good to see you, Jonathan. You're my man. My man, Jonathan. Good to see you. So Yep token is insane. Some more dark pairs. Here's Dark and Hex, 1.28K liquidity. This was as high as $500,000. This one had $400,000 of liquidity that the Pink Miss Whale put in way back in the day. And now, like I said, it's not going to take a lot to pump these prices when some energy shows back up. Dark and Nope, again, $5,000 of liquidity, but it must have the best deal right now, because that's where Pateus is routing a lot of stuff right now, is through the Dark and Nope. It's routing 67% of this trade for $100. It's putting through Dark and Nope. Very interesting. And then of course the 2 fucks is like down at 0.5% fee, so that's why it's using that one as much as it is. Here's the 2 fucks pool. Tokens that don't suck. We shouldn't have named it that. I think we jinxed it by calling it tokens that don't suck, because ever since the 7th of December, they have sucked. They've sucked pretty good. But I still like those tokens quite a bit. No permissions, Solid X Protocol, Wrap Pulse, Dark, Nope, and 2 fucks. Of course, a big hefty 30% of this is 2 fucks. So check that out. PulseX is the dark horse. PulseX is the one that's showing the most strength out of Hex, Pulse, and Ink and Pulse X. It's showing great. And you guys are like, no, it's not. It's look, it's fighting the previous low. It's not doing anything that great right there. But the truth is, if you compare it to the base asset, the layer 1 Pulse, if you, yep, yeah, look at that. Look at this chart. This is Pulse X versus Pulse, and that's undeniable. That is, yeah. Why people are sitting in Pulse at all? I don't know. I don't get it at all. I'd be sitting in Pulse X and Hex personally, just because this is looking good, and we know that Hex is Richard Hart's little baby, and that's why we believe in Hex. We believe that. Well, I believe in the community of Hexkins probably more than Richard Hart, but I also believe very strongly in Richard Hart's ego. Richard Hart's ego cannot fit through a doorway, which, it's a two-edged sword, right? Like that kind of drive and motivation, especially when you pair it with his silly high IQ, can accomplish some really crazy stuff like Hex. So as long as his ego aligns with our goals of financial freedom and massive gains, then great. And I think I definitely think he really is out to improve the health of people and freedom of people. And he puts it in a package that a lot of people are not ready for. I'll just say. Okay, so yeah, check that out. That's in a big way. Oh my gosh, it's late as hell. How long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for over an hour. Jiminy Christmas. Okay, let's wrap this up, folks. I apologize for just going on and on and on, but yeah, Pulse X is kicking ass. Magic Carpet Ride 369 gives 0 Fs. Look at that. Look at that recovery from Magic Carpet Ride 369. Shout out to Triplet Data. You might want to grab some of that before things get silly. The print token from the ink printer is, let's get rid of that horrible first few days of the team dumping. And this thing is not ever. This thing does not look like it's finding a floor for a while, unfortunately. That is not great. Print token. Proof no work. Where is it doing? It's still doing its thing. Look at that. Look at woo. That's kind of sexy. I mean, it had this, momentum going on, and then it was just like, hey, I'm gonna break out of this range, and it's in a little loop here. 58 cents in volume, $3,000 in liquidity. Who sold, baby? Who sold on the 24th, huh? Let's find this bastard. Let's go back here on the 24th. That was the $248 that someone dumped, and then $213 that was dumped. And it did not come back down at all. It just took a pit stop. So I don't know who. Congratulations, to Proof of No Work Dev. This is fun to watch. It's one of the first tax tokens I ever learned about was Proof of No Work. And shout out to our other tax tokens in the house. Gelato, UFO, the Grace Currency, PTGC. Let's see, Carpe Diem. This is the first. Let me put this on auto. This is the first pension on blockchain, and look at this pattern. So when you buy Carpe Diem token and you deposit it in your pension, you deposit it in your in your retirement account, it burns the supply. So this thing is based on scarcity, just like, well, not just like dark matter, but also like dark matter, where this thing gets scarcer and scarcer over time. And it's a retirement that you can leave to your kids, unlike some of the traditional retirements that people are using right now. You just give them your seed words, give them your tracer, and they can enjoy the retirement that you helped build up during your lifetime. It's shout out to Sealy. Just wow. Wow, killing it, loving it. Okay, let's see. Coin Market League. You guys go to Coin Market League. You can come here and you can vote for amazing coins, just like the one we just mentioned, Carpe Diem, right here. Carpe Diem's number 11 on the list of all of them. Come on, baby, don't do that. Don't be like that, baby. All right, it's not one that works right now, but when it does work, let's see if we can refresh it again. You can vote for Carpe Diem. You can vote for Hex. Look at Hex is up at number 12. Dark Matter's at number 20. Hocus Pocus. Where's our buddy Hocus Pocus? Hocus Pocus all the way down at 36. Guys, we got to give it some love. Let's give Hocus Pocus some love. We are not robots yet. We'll share this on Twitter and tell people, get in here, vote for this. You can vote for every single day on Coin Market League. So, yeah, give us some love. Let's see here. Let me vote for Dark Matter, my baby. My baby. And I'll post that on X. These guys, if you follow Coin Market League Crypto, CML_crypto, if you follow those guys on Twitter, they will retweet. They're great at engaging and helping the algorithm. So shout out to Coin Market League. Coin Market League. Go there and vote. Let's kill these boomer tabs up here. Bitcoin, old man Bitcoin, what have you done? All right, so it popped back up to 107. Not bad. Went all the way back down into the 90s, I think. I don't think this shows the 90s, but I'm pretty sure it went down below 100. Anyways, 107. It's ranging. It's looking like it's ready to make another run at an all-time high. We will see. Bitcoin has been indecisive as F. Here's the crazy double top from 2021, where I believe that a bunch of people cashed out and then we're on our way back down. And then another group of people who may be very powerful, may hang out on islands, may go to Diddy parties, whatever. These very powerful people said, wait, I didn't get a sell. And so they said, whoopsie, and they did a redo right here. This is a mulligan right here. Reset, boom. And then they sold it like, okay, now you can let it crash. And it went all the way back down to like 20s right here, 16 grand right here. This would have been the time to buy, baby, back in December of 2022. Oh my gosh. Wow. Hex peaked right here. This is where Hex was peaking, right here at 50 cents. Had you sold your Hex for 50 cents and bought Bitcoin, you would be smelling like a rose. You'd have a 5X. You'd have a 5X selling at the top of 22. I wonder, this is interesting. If this, wow. Okay, so the peak of the altcoin season, we get another nice bull run. You might want to see where old man Bitcoin is at that time. And again, you got this could be a repeat of like all-time high was, 104, and then they started selling it, and then really rich people were like, no, I want to sell. So they're selling, and it could come back down just like this double top. But I don't know. There's so much sanity in the markets and in the world right now. Money's not real. The government is not getting any better at fixing the money anytime soon. And Bitcoin is not great. It's not. The great thing about Bitcoin is it didn't die. I have my own. If you read the book from Roger Ver, you will see how dirty and filthy this animal is, and how infested it is with viruses and bad people. But it's kind of like the birth of the internet. When the internet came out, people weren't using it for much of anything, actually. And now it's hard to imagine a life without the internet. So this is kind of like the birth of the internet right here. Let's just do Max. So here's max right here. This is, well, 2016 is what this is, but maybe that's first like recorded ones of wherever they're getting the exchanges, right? And then it went, holy cow, I remember this. Oh, I remember 2017 like it was yesterday. We were down at Acapulco when this thing was going insane, and everyone down there was into crypto, and we believed Bitcoin was going to save us from the banks and governments back then. And wow, I mean, look at what it. Even though it hasn't been adopted and useful and gotten rid of bad things, I remember right here. So it was like $6,000. I thought this was the bottom right here. I took a bunch of money that I was saving, and I just bought a giant bag. Well, for me, it was a big bag back then of Bitcoin, 2018, and the next week it went to $3,000. It was so painful. It was a very, very painful lesson in dollar cost averaging. Very, very painful lesson where I just tried to buy the bottom. And now, granted, $6,000 turned out to be pretty good later when I was, selling it for Hex in the adoption amplifier. But at the same time, like, trading, thinking you can time, thinking you're going to buy the bottoms and sell the tops. It's ridiculous. You really need a plan. You really need a plan of taking profits. I've gone over my theory and my method. That's, I think, very simple. I can tell it to you right now. I've actually gone on stream and showed people how this would work with stuff like Bitcoin, but I digress. So basically, every time your token doubles, sell 10%. Every time it falls by 50%, take 10% of your powder, buy back in. And that's what you want to do in a bull market. In a bear market, it's much, much different. But in a bear market, trading in a bear market is pretty futile. But I will just say that, like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, if you just buy a chunk, like 10%, if you spend 10% of your powder every time a token falls by 50%, and you sell 10% every time it doubles, you'll do pretty good. You can do pretty good with that simple take profit strategy, because, like I said, very, very few people buy the bottoms and sell the tops, and it's not even an entire order that gets filled at the all-time low or at the top. It's only part of the order, as you can see by our Gecko terminal stuff. So old man Bitcoin, that's what he's up to. We'll check in here real quick. Ahoy, mates. Ahoy, mate. Congratulations to all the lottery winners. Yes, congratulations. We will try to figure out why your dark is not in your wallet. We'll be jumping in that and checking that out. Let's see. So Ethereum, this is what actually matters. I wish I could stack these. Maybe I can stack these. Maybe I can stack these charts right here. If I do the 1 year chart of Ethereum, let's do the 5 year chart of Ethereum, and then let's do the 5 year chart of Bitcoin right here. And then let's take this right here and pull it out like this. And then we're going to drag it like so. Come on. There we go. Drag this like so. I'm going to go like this. So now you can actually see the delay that we have in these. Let me actually pull this down right here. So this is the last 5 years of Bitcoin underneath the last 5 years of the last 5 years of Ethereum right here, and the last 5 years of Bitcoin is the lower one. So Ethereum's on top, Bitcoin's on bottom. And you can usually see that these usually preempt. So like Bitcoin peaked in March of 2021, and Ethereum peaked in May of 2021. So March, April, May. So you see, this is just like, see the wave. See, this is delayed. So you get the wave of Bitcoin first, the wave of Ethereum second. So like here's November's peak. November peaked at 46.46. Man, that would be nice to have that freaking price again. So November is when it peaked, and then that's when Bitcoin was doing its second peak. So you see, this is the first wave, and then this is the actual top of the next wave. So here's the delay. The delay was basically March till November. So what is that? March. So 311 minus 3 equals 8. So usually there's 6 to 8 months delay between Bitcoin's spike and Ethereum spike. Now look at this. You got this big spike right here going on, this first one and the second one. Let's call this the wave right here, the first big push, and we'll say December. So what's December plus 8 months? December plus 8 months is July. So in July or August, you could see this pump of energy splash into Ethereum. Now, Ethereum should be doing way better than this. This to me, this smells. If you read Roger Ver's book about the sabotage that took place in Bitcoin and is taking place in Bitcoin right now, you will notice that it's rhyming with a lot of this weird stuff, like the foundation selling and other things. They've got their updates, their upgrades, they're going strong. So why would the price be here? Why would the price be like this? Let's see. So if you went 8 months earlier, Ethereum had this big spike. Yes, it had a big crash, but it came back. So like Ethereum was doing really good even after even after Bitcoin spiked. It was doing pretty good. I wonder what the previous. Let's see. Let's go to max, and the previous. Look at this. This is the bananas right here. The previous spike. So Ethereum launches. It's like this says it's $177, which is ridiculous. It was cheap as hell for the VCs that got in the very beginning. I remember this stuff being pennies, like 3-4 cent, like very, very, very cheap back in the day, around when it came out in 2015. So it's not showing us the 2015 ish or 2000 end of 14, beginning of 15. It's not showing us that history, but the previous high, the 2018 high, which look at that, it showed up a little bit after the Bitcoin high. It's got that delay. Its high was 1366, and then once it came back up here and hit this wave right here in 2021, it never. Well, I take that back. It came back to that previous high, $900. So it actually went down, but if you look, $900 is a lot. Is not very big of a discount from the previous high of 13. Like that is significant, but it's not like ugly. And then you'll see like we didn't get if you look at this wave right here, whoosh, versus what's going on right now. This thing should be pumping up to 10 grand, 11 grand if it wants to follow this pattern. And granted, I mean, every cycle takes more energy to pump it. I get that, but you should still see something pretty damn good if Bitcoin did a 5x. We'll just call it a 5x or 5.5x from its previous low or its low between the two markets. This one should be at least up to 5.5, 6 grand. If it does just what Bitcoin did. Anyways, I digress. This is what we're waiting for, folks. We're waiting for this crazy spike. We have not seen a crazy spike. Because remember, here's the spike of the 46.46 in November of 2021. And dang, Hex didn't peak until October of 2022, which is right here. So this was the delay from Ethereum to the altcoins, or at least our altcoin. It was this far on the 5-year chart, on the maximum chart. Jeez Louise, let's look at the 5-year. Yeah, so from the 5-year, here's the peak. Here's where Ethereum did its peak, and that was in November, and then almost a year later, October, like yeah, almost a year later for our specific one. So that's kind of why we're all looking at Ethereum. That's why we want Ethereum to do something. Is like if Ethereum spikes nice and hard and crazy, which this is not. This is not. This is well. This kind of rhymes with this right here. It kind of rhymes a little bit with that. But if it rhymes with that, then shoot. I mean, that's August of 2022, which means maybe August of 2026 or the end of 2026 would be about the 4.5 year cycle. I don't know. It's the energy. This is the chart we need energized because this chart affects all the altcoins. We are definitely an altcoin. And it's just looking like someone is sabotaging the price, manipulating the price. Just saying. That's my theories. All right, here we go. Latest news. Who got pole position? There we go. Australian Grand Prix, Sands, all technical. Let's see, where do we get this? If Max Verstappen got pole position today, then I get $20. If Piastri, oh my gosh, why can't I think of his first name? Piastri, if he took pole position, then I owe Triplet Dad one right here. Let's see, results. Yeah, results 25. Driver standing, team standing, driver standing. Nope. Races. Australia. It doesn't have Austria's here yet. Well, let me just Google it. No, it's got to be here though. Under qualifying. Schedule Canada, Austria. So here's Austria. Practice, qualifying, results. All right. Holy balls. Okay, so Lando Norris took pole position today with McLaren. Charles Leclerc took second in grid position. Piastri took third, but he didn't take first. He didn't take pole. So, that's pretty close. My dude is clear down at 7. I don't know what the hell was doing, but he's taken pole position 40% of the time ish, and Piastri's taken it 40% of the time, and Lando's taken it quite a few times as well. But yep, the bet will continue into the next week, and we'll see who gets pole position first out of Oscar Piastri and Max Verstappen. He's Dutch, so you gotta put the stash in the back of your mouth. That's about it, kids. Look at this. Oh, I was watching the movie trailer for that one on What the F1. Very cool, very cool. There's this haunting, slow, chill song that I've been listening to called Virtue from Mallrat. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this song right here, Virtue, from Mallrat. And let me check back here, see if there's anyone. Nope, haven't missed any other of these. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Remember, what you do matters. You matter. And the fact that you exist means that you're incredibly valuable, even more valuable than you realize. And I love you guys, and I will catch you guys. Hopefully, oh no, shoot. Ooh. Okay, well, here's the deal. I'm going to be out of town for a few days. Got a gig I'm going to be running. So I will probably be back in the studio by Wednesday. I'm hoping to be back here streaming with you guys on Wednesday or Thursday. Great, good stuff, Max. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Love you, buddy. You're awesome. Yeah, so I'll leave you with this song from Mallrat. It's pretty chill. It's pretty low key. It's late where I'm at. I skipped Sleepy Tea Roulette, unfortunately. Max, the scrape worked on my computer. It didn't show the wall in the wallet, so same as Hex T. Yeah, yeah, it looks like it is. It's having the same thing. Hexcat CryptoCat 46 was having that. So we'll figure out why it's not showing up, why it's not going from the jackpot treasury into the wallet, and we'll get back to you guys on that. I'll hopefully have answers for that before I stream again on Wednesday, Thursday, but I digress. Yeah. So thank you for the feedback. We'll figure this out. We always do. We got a killer community right here. So this one, let's see here, 4K, 7K. This one just says visualizer. So we're gonna go with this one. And love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one.
Thing about the day that we met, I remember I had this feeling I'd known you forever, much like a magnet, more like a tether. Without you I float in the winds like a feather. Try as I may, I'd never hurt you. Though I'm no angel, my name is a virtue. Somebody told me that they can hear hope in all of the words that get stuck in my throat. Pour out my pockets, I'm empty-handed. I try to explain, but they don't understand it. Can you close your eyes and just try to imagine walking towards me, you're holding a lantern. Let you decide, I'll let you decide. I'll go along with it, I'll close my eyes. Since you've been gone, there's nothing to lose. Whatever you want from me, I'll let you choose.